What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video, and welcome to your stimulus check update, stimulus package and infrastructure update, and daily news report for Thursday, August 5th. Now, even though we don't have a lot of updates this morning, we do have a bunch of things that we need to get to, but these are kind of filling in the details of some of the stuff that has been happening over the past few days. However, later on today, we are expected to get a lot more updates from the Senate, so make sure you stick around for that. Here's what we know as of this morning. First, the new jobless claims for last week, they came out. They came out at 385,000 new people filed for unemployment benefits. That is about 14,000 people that are less than last week. So things are looking up. The good news right now is that this number, we're starting to see some consistent progress. The numbers are consistent. That is good. But the true test, according to multiple experts, will be tomorrow. Tomorrow, on Friday, August 6th, we will have the new jobless numbers, okay? The new jobs report is going to come out tomorrow. So tomorrow morning, I will have the update for you, what is going on there, what we're seeing, and how the economy is bouncing back. Here's something else. What we know is businesses are hiring. There are a lot of businesses hiring. However, there are still a lot of employees that aren't working. Now, why is this? According to multiple reports, the employers are not hiring as quickly because they're trying to look for the best possible candidate. They are not just trying to hire somebody just for the sake of giving somebody a job. They want to find the best person for that job. So because of that, employers are actually, kind of calling people back for the second, third, possibly fourth interview in order to make sure that they are the right fit. So that's where the things, kind of the employment numbers are changing. Even though more people are looking for work, the employer isn't technically hiring just anybody. So that's why things are a little slow at this time. However, experts do predict that by September, so in 1 month, this should change and we will get back into our regular seasons. We will get out of the summer months. Teens that were previously, on school break, now they will be back in school. So those jobs would go back to other people as well. So we'll see what happens there. The problem right now that many are facing is some people just don't want to go back to work. And according to a few reports, employees want to see an increase to their income. And so they're actually threatening to quit if they don't see an increase. We also know that many people want to renegotiate their structure of their how they work. Some want someone to stay home and work from home for a few days and then go into the office and work in an in-office setting for the rest of the week. And so that's something we're seeing as well. We're also seeing a lot of employers push for 4-day work weeks because they say employees are more productive and they're happier as well. And let me just ask you this. If you currently do have a job, would you rather work, let's say, 4 10-hour shifts, or would you rather work 5 days for 8 hours per day? Now, the majority of people say they would like to work less. Some people are even saying they only want to work 4 days per week, 8 hours per day, 32 hours per week. Well, that's a possibility, and that is something that other countries have actually looked into and found success from as well. However, what we are hearing is that employees do not want to work less and get paid less. They would rather work less and get paid more because they would be more efficient. So if you were given that opportunity to be more efficient, be more productive, and we will pay you more, we'll pay you the exact same salary. However, you would work 8 hours less per week, would you do it? Let me know down in the comment section below. Now, we also are getting multiple reports saying that employees are starting to quit because they now know that there's something better out there for them. With all the jobs available at this time, the people that have been working throughout this entire pandemic are now starting to quit because there's better jobs available. So that's just something we're hearing right now, and that could ultimately play a factor into what the jobs report looks like tomorrow and even next month. Now, let's get into the infrastructure package for today. First off, One of the things that we have figured out is that Democrats have decided that they don't need to spend $30 billion for a pandemic preparedness purposes. This is something that they wanted to do, is put some money aside, about $30 billion, in order to prepare for a possible pandemic or the next pandemic, whenever that may be. Well, instead, Nancy Pelosi and Democrats, they have decided to only go with about $5 billion in spending. Set that aside for the next pandemic. Well, remember, this is a $3.5 trillion infrastructure bill. $3.5 trillion. They're going to spend about $5 billion. Okay, so, and if we experience another pandemic, I can tell you right now, $5 billion, we would blow through this probably in a day. Okay, we would blow through this money. If we ever saw another lockdown again, we would blow through $5 billion. Right? We would blow through this money. Even $30 billion, it's not a lot. Okay, it's not a lot when you're looking at it as a pandemic. However, $30 billion is a lot of money. I wish I had $30 billion. I wish I had $5 billion, right? It's a good amount of money. But at the same time, for the entire country and to fight off a pandemic, it's not a lot of money. So let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section below. Do you think we need more money set aside for a possible future pandemic? Or do you think this is just wasting $5 billion and we don't need even a penny for it? Let me know your comments down in the comment section below. Here's another major change. Senators would rather go after unemployment fraud as opposed to go after tax cheats. Now, what we're hearing is that the reports are indicating that the GOP, they've had too much pressure from conservative groups, and because of this, they had to pretty much pull out of this deal. They didn't pull out the entire bill. They're still negotiating the bill, but they had to back off and they couldn't go after tax cheats because they had too many conservative groups saying this isn't the right move. However, Democrats, they could go after tax cheats in the next budget reconciliation bill. Right now, what we're hearing, and the report from yesterday was actually that, and it stated that the money saved to go after unemployment fraud, this would actually be less money than it would cost to do that. So, right now, this is actually considered a losing proposal, and some people are not going to go forward with this. This is one of those things that would most likely be pulled out simply because it just doesn't make sense. Going after unemployment fraud. Yes, there is unemployment fraud. We've seen this. We've seen many reports on this. I've even reported on this before, is that yes, there's a lot of fraud regarding unemployment. However, at the same time, to spend the money to go after the unemployment fraud, right? And to figure out who it is. First, it's going to slow down unemployment benefits. It's going to slow it down drastically because now you almost have to get approved by a person, which again is going to slow down payments, which isn't good for the American people. And on top of that, it's going to cost more money to go after these people than the reports are indicating we would even get back. So again, this isn't something that's, it's not a winning proposal. This is not something that we can even consider. Right now, according to multiple reports, all eyes are on the bipartisan bill. Now, this isn't something this is not shocking news. We know this. The bipartisan bill that Republicans and Democrats are trying to pass, this has to get done quickly. This has to be done in the next 3 days, 4 days, because the Senate is supposed to go on recess on August 9th. Well, right now, according to multiple Senate Republicans, as many as 20 Republicans are currently on board and would vote yes to this bill, as it stands currently. However, we do know Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, he says he wants to wait. He doesn't want to rush through this process. He wants to take things serious and go carefully. So, what we see moving forward, honestly, we don't know. But right now, according to multiple experts, they say this is going to be a huge win for the Senate, the American people, and for President Biden. Which I guess that's a good thing, that the American people are going to see a huge win as well. The win, though, according to this expert, is not from the bipartisan bill. Yes, this is going to help. It's going to provide more jobs in the future. However, the win is coming from once we pass the bipartisan bill, then Democrats will work on the budget reconciliation. That's where the wins are coming from for the American people. Currently, it's pretty much just a win for the Senate and President Biden. So, we will see. Also, according to multiple reports, lawmakers are asking President Biden to include more in the budget reconciliation bill. Some say that they know this $3.5 trillion infrastructure bill will get dwindled down a little bit. The reports right now are indicating this is going to be anywhere between $2 to $2.5 billion when it's all said and done. However, according to Senator Bernie Sanders, he says anything under $3 trillion would not get his support. Even progressives are saying $3.5 trillion is too low. We need to go higher. The report there is they want to see something in between $5 and $6 trillion. But all indications point to that would never happen because the moderates would not support this. That is Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema. What we do know is Democrats want to see more going to schools and students. We also know they want to see that past students are taken care of through the student loan forgiveness program. They want to see up to $50,000 in student loan forgiveness. However, that's not something that President Biden has said he can do. According to Nancy Pelosi, he does not have the power to do this, so Democrats are probably going to try to move forward with this student loan forgiveness program in the next bill. However, would this pass through the Senate parliamentarian? Something like that, we just don't know yet. However, I expect it would in some fashion. Although some say we can't just give or forgive everybody's loans, as this would ultimately not be fair to those that didn't go to college, didn't get a loan, simply because of the costs involved. If those people would have known, hey, we're going to get our loans pretty much canceled and forgiven, more people would have gone to college. But as of right now, that's not the case. So many lawmakers are saying that no, this wouldn't be fair to just forgive loans to people that now have a higher education and can afford or should be able to afford these loans. It's just not fair to those that didn't get that education and obviously couldn't afford those loans, and now the loans are going to be forgiven anyway. So it's, again, going back to fairness. This is what we talked about a couple weeks back, as well as lawmakers want to be fair with this next bill. Also, lawmakers are still calling for additional stimulus. Last week, I addressed how Representative Ilhan Omar, she proposed a new bill that would give Americans $1,200 per month. Now, even though some say that this is a good idea, a lot of people say that no, this won't work because it's too slow. This bill is going to be in a trial period from 2023 to 2027, and then it would go into full effect for every single American in 2028. Well, we're not even in 2022 yet. So we're talking about a bill that's going to be too far out, 6 years out. So some experts are saying that this bill is too big and too bold, and progressives need to rein it in a little bit. Some are saying that passing a $1,200 one-time stimulus check would be much easier than trying to pass something for 6 years down the road. One economist believes that progressives need to be realistic in their demands, go for a one-time payment, not monthly checks. And this is something that I've been saying for a while, is that progressives are going to keep pushing for more, something bigger. Because if you ask for something bigger, for example, let's say I come to you and say, hey, I really need $20. I really need $20. I need that $20 to put gas in my car, right? Chances are you'd say no, or you wouldn't give me $20. But what if I came to you and I said, hey, can you give me $50? I need $50. I need to buy food. I need to get gas in my car. I need to get to this, next town, right? Let's say I'm stuck in a city, right? And you'd be like, I don't have $50. I got a 10 or a 20 here. Will that work? Okay. It's kind of the same principle. You ask for more because eventually someone's going to negotiate with you and give you less, right? I do this all the time with my kids. My kids ask me for something. Oh, yeah. Okay. You want all this stuff. Perfect. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. Well, we're not going to give you all that. How about we settle for this little toy? How about we go and let's go spend a weekend out of town, right? Let's not go to Disney World. Let's go and spend a couple days, out of town. Let's go to the ocean, right? So we do this all the time, and this is normal. This is just the American way, right? And so this is what progressives are doing, is they're asking for the moon, and they'll settle for something, a cup of tea, right? And that's normal. Okay, so just understand, even though Ilhan Omar, maybe she really wants this $1,200 proposal, maybe this is something that she's been planning for a while, this is considered universal basic income, right? A monthly guaranteed checks. This would be great, according to some. However, according to multiple economists, this would not be the best thing for the economy and for the American people for the long run. So, some economists believe that yes, progressives need to be more realistic with their demands. Just go for a one-time stimulus check, not monthly checks. And some or multiple lawmakers right now demand that we only give stimulus checks to renters. Only to renters. That's it. Not homeowners, not landlords, just to renters. Give the stimulus check to renters so that they can pay back the money. And then we can take the money from the rental assistance programs. We can just take it back and repurpose it somewhere else, right? About $40 billion, let's repurpose it somewhere else. Well, here's what I can tell you. $40 billion would be a decent amount for a stimulus check. However, it would be a one-time payment. What about those renters that are behind on payments for the past 10 months that owe, let's say, $5,000 to $10,000 in payments? You think a $2,000 stimulus check is going to help them? No. You give them a $2,000 stimulus check, chances are, especially if it doesn't have any, doesn't have a requirement that has to go to rent, they go and spend it on something else, food, right? Because we still have an eviction moratorium in place for the next 60 days or 58 days, right? So instead they spend it on something else. They take their $2,000 or $2,500 or whatever, $1,000, they take and go spend it on something else. On their kids' school supplies, right? Even though the child tax credit is coming out, and we're about 8 days away from that, some people are going to blow through that money because they still got to buy food, okay, buy clothes for their kids, school supplies. Maybe their kid needs a new computer or something. We don't know, right? They would blow through this money, and then we'd still be in the same position. So, and let me know your thoughts on this one as well. Would it make more sense to take back the rental assistance money from the states that are too slow to even put this money out there and just go give it to the hardest hit individuals through a stimulus check? Or would it make more sense to keep pushing these states to provide more rental assistance? I'm just curious on your thoughts. You can always answer down in the comment section below. Now here's something else we learned last night. Senators Elizabeth Warren, Ed Markey, and Martin Heinrich, they all introduced or co-sponsored a resolution to designate the first Monday of March as the COVID Victims and Survivors Memorial Day. This should be a new holiday. They say that we can't ignore that more than 614,000 people who have died from this pandemic. Okay? So that is a new bill, their new resolution that they want to bring to the table that they're proposing. Some say this is something that we could easily see pass through the Senate. However, it would probably have some pushback in the House. So, as I know more there, I promise I'll fill you in on that update. Just wanted to give you this quick little update. I didn't want to give you any COVID-related news other than that for this video. There is still stuff coming out. We know Dr. Fauci, he says that most likely there will be a variant even deadlier than the Delta variant, and that he's expecting that to come very soon. Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully we can get out of this pandemic, get back to our normal lives, and live the way that we should be living right now. So if you have any questions whatsoever, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. Just want to thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button if you enjoyed today's video. Also consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.